Breaking news, a landmark decision involving former President Donald Trump. The Colorado Supreme Court has ruled Trump is ineligible to run for president in 2024 under the 14th Amendment. The court is citing the so-called insurrection clause in the Constitution because of the role they believe Trump played on January 6th. Colorado's Secretary of State is now ordered to exclude Trump's name from the state's Republican presidential primary ballot. The historic decision now sets up a major battle before the nation's highest court. Leading us off tonight, ABC News political director Rick Klein and ABC News legal contributor Kim Whaley. Rick, let's start with you. What exactly are the documents outlining as the rationale for not allowing former President Trump on the ballot?
Well, the 14th Amendment, if you read it, makes pretty clear that if you engage in insurrection, you're ineligible to hold a public office. And in fact, the lower court in Colorado said that they found that President Trump did engage in an insurrection, but then they relied on kind of a narrow, almost technicality to say, we don't believe that this is an officer of the United States. The Colorado Supreme Court is actually overturning that and saying that the court was right in finding that the president engaged in an insurrection, tried to overturn the election, but was wrong in saying that that didn't disqualify him from office. And they are saying that, yes, this disqualifies him. But of course, it's a tenuous ruling. We know that other states and judges in other places have disagreed with it. And the Trump campaign saying they will immediately go to the Supreme Court. We're even seeing this court say that they don't want to see this enacted until it has a chance to be appealed. They recognize the gravity of this decision.
And the Trump campaign released a statement calling it a flawed decision and promising to appeal. Do you feel in some ways that this is just playing right into Trump's hands, that his claims that the election is rigged against him?
Yeah, honestly, Linsey, I think this is something that the Trump campaign feels good about because they can lean in on it. Look, his opponents, none of his major opponents, even Chris Christie, think that the 14th Amendment should apply here. They're saying that the voters should have the opportunity to weigh in. And this does dovetail almost too well for comfort for those rivals with the claim that President Trump continues to make, that not just that the election was stolen, that false claim, but also that there's an effort to try to deny him and his movement another chance to regain the presidency. I can't imagine that the former president is going to lean in on it in his remarks at Iowa this evening and continue to campaign on moves like this by Democratic judges that in his view disenfranchises his own voters.
And politically, what does this do when we're talking about other states who have similar attempts trying to keep Trump off of their ballots?
Well, we know that in 6 other states, we've seen judges reject these arguments. So it is, of course, a very split decision, to say the least, to have now one court in Colorado, the Supreme Court in Colorado, have this opinion. It is going to almost certainly have to go to the United States Supreme Court to sort out. It might give cover to other efforts to try to deny ballot access. But I think now there's going to be a realization that only the Supreme Court is going to be able to sort this out. We have national elections in this country. We also have elections, though, that are administered by the state, which is what gives the Colorado Supreme Court the ability and, in fact, the necessity to rule on a challenge like this.
And President Biden did win Colorado in 2020 with 55% of the vote. So how big could the impact be if this really is allowed to stand? Is this state really seen to be as in play for Republicans in 2024?
Yeah, I think the least of the concerns are Colorado and its 10 electoral votes, not just because Colorado isn't really a frontline battleground like it used to be just a few election cycles ago. It has drifted to the left, but also because it is likely that there's going to be a national standard set on this. And if the U.S. Supreme Court rules on it, it's going to make that clear everywhere. In the meantime, though, we'll have a bit of a hodgepodge in a waiting period.
All right, Rick, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.